and welcome to another edition of Thursdays with Sin. So I appreciate you tuning in today, and hopefully I can impart some inspiration and motivation for you to continue to realize your dreams on this e-commerce journey. So today's topic is the spinning wheel of desire. So we all have desires, right? And needs. They're both. We have both of those. But obviously needs are what we put a lot more priority on than just simple desires. So now a desire could be, I just want a new car, or maybe a new house, or a new outfit, or this lavish vacation, or whatever. That might just be, something that's a want, but is not necessary for basic survival, right? And in my case, one of my desires originally, when I became an e-commerce entrepreneur, was to quit my 9-to-5 job. So it was a desire at that point. But now, when you talk about a need and what that truly is, that a need is the basic things that you need for survival, like food, shelter, clothing, water, those type things. So desires are wants and great to haves, but needs are gotta haves, okay? Now, again, we typically place, or of course we should place much more importance on a need instead of a desire. But sometimes desires can become a need. And for me, it did. So I got to a point where I just did not want to work for someone else. I needed to become my own boss. I wanted to work from home and start my own home-based business. Now, if you've watched any of my other Thursdays with Sin or follow me at all, I talk about determining what your true why is and why that's important. So for me, it's a much, very deep-rooted in my soul reason why I wanted to start my home-based business. So I will ask you to watch and research some of the other videos to find out that information that we won't go in today because it's a lot of detail and we don't have time for that today. But I wanted to just kind of talk about that some desires become a need. And for me, starting my own business and becoming an e-commerce entrepreneur, that desire became a need. So many people's desires go unrealized forever. They never come to fruition. That nothing ever happens. That stays in the back of their mind. They may think about it and know that that's a desire, but they never have any effort put forth into realizing that to become a reality. So I want to kind of real quickly give you a very simple analogy of what I mean by that. So, for me, I wanted for the last 5 years to lose weight, and I've seen my weight creep up and creep up and creep up a little bit. And, you trick your mind in saying, oh, it's not that bad. Okay, so I had to go up a size. Okay, so my jeans fit a little tighter, but you kind of deal with it and it's, you want, I have the desire to lose weight, but I just, for some reason, I would do the yo-yo diet thing, lose a few pounds, and then as soon as you get off of it, you gain it right back. And I never progressed anywhere in order to making that desire a reality. It unfortunately went the opposite direction. It got worse and worse and worse, and every year I packed on more and more pounds. So, any progress was short-lived for that. So now, what made the difference? So recently, I have started dieting, and actually, I won't even call it a diet. It's been a lifestyle change, and I've been extremely successful very quickly on losing some weight and getting started. But what was the difference? What made the difference? And for me, it was a diagnosis of prediabetes. So when I kept being on this spinning wheel of desire of wanting to lose weight for 5 years now, I stayed on that spinning wheel, just like the hamster running around and around and around, but the destination never comes because there is no destination, because I never did anything to make that desire become a reality. So now that I've got this diagnosis from my doctor, now it's a whole new ballgame, right? So now I'm serious about it, and I will do whatever it takes to get there to make this goal of weight loss, because that's going to hopefully solve my issue, my medical issue. And so I have to at this point. There is no more choice. It is a must-have. It is a need at this point to make sure that I lose weight, right? So if you think about it for your own self, if you think about you want to buy a home, right? A new home. Maybe you've outgrown an apartment. You're recently married, and now or whenever now you're having a baby, and now you've got to have an extra bedroom, or whatever reason you need a new home. You need to move. So that is a need, and that's such a strong need that you will do whatever it takes to make sure that happens. So in order to buy a new home, you have to put typically 20% down for a mortgage loan. So where's that 20% going to come from? What if you don't have it already in your bank account? If you haven't been saving all along, then you are going to now need to start saving to realize your goal of buying a home, to come up with this 20% down payment. So you're going to stop going out to eat at restaurants. You're going to start taking your lunch to work. You're going to stop buying steak and buy more chicken at the grocery store. You're going to do things like that. You're going to cut out Starbucks necessarily. You're going to keep repairing the same old car that you already have instead of buying a new car with a loan payment, because you're just trying to save every penny you can towards that home down payment. So that's when it becomes a reality, is that you make the sacrifices necessary to get you where you want to be. So by doing all these other things, you would be able to save the money up in order to pay the down payment on the house, and then you get your new home. So it's the same way with entrepreneurship. If you're committed to be an entrepreneur, there are some things that you have to do in order to make that a success. Now, I've always had the dream and the spirit of being an entrepreneur since I was a little kid with the lemonade stand, right? But here I am now, pre-retirement age, I'll say, because I'm early retiring. And why did it take me this long? Why did it take me this long to truly become an entrepreneur? And it was mainly because I never allowed myself the opportunity to think about it. It always felt out of reach. I had the desire, but I was on that spinning wheel where I never did take a step to move me in the right direction. So the difference came when I finally determined that I had had enough of corporate America. I wanted to be my own boss, and again, according to some other deep-rooted true whys of why that was important to me. That's when I became serious, just like with the weight loss, and I did things, and I took those steps in order to make it a reality. So for me, I sacrificed tons of stuff. I stopped watching TV at night. Instead of coming home and eating dinner and going and laying back in the recliner watching TV for the rest of the night and doing nothing, I started taking that time to learn everything I could about e-commerce. For me, e-commerce was the route that I wanted to take. So I needed to learn everything. I had no experience in that. So I sacrificed TV time, and from that point on, used all of that time as research time on the computer to learn every single possible thing that I could. So not only did I give up TV, but I gave up my time and my time freedom in order to spend that time learning something of value that would move me to the next level in my e-commerce journey, right? I also spent money. I invested in courses and products, or training programs, I should say. I stopped taking big vacations or lessened the amount of vacations that I took in order to put that money towards my goal of becoming an e-commerce entrepreneur and quitting my 9-to-5 job. So it's this, when you have a desire, it is on, you continually stay on that spinning wheel unless you take the steps forward. So today my message to you is, step out of your comfort zone. If you've always had this desire to be an e-commerce entrepreneur, you have to do something different. You have to break out of that perpetual wheel of motion going nowhere and take a different path. Start out on a different journey that's going to get you to realizing the end result, which is going to make you successful as an e-commerce entrepreneur, right? So by stepping out of your comfort zone, surround yourself with the right people that you can learn from, whether that's a coach or a mentor or a Facebook group, a free Facebook group, or start following a certain podcast or watching someone on YouTube and learn, all that you can on videos. So, or you might want to invest into a coaching program, or just commit the time and the effort as a first step. All you need is that first step to get you going. And then as you have little wins along the way, then that's going to get you to your dreams and goals much, much faster. So basically, the bottom line is your desire can turn into a really or a realized dream through determination by taking those steps outside of your comfort zone and making those moves to make something happen. Just one step a day, and no matter how small, do something every single day to get off that hamster wheel and make those dreams and realities and those goals become a reality. So, bottom line question, what are you willing to do today? What are you willing to do to make your desire a reality and to make your dreams come true? Okay? Until you're able and willing to sacrifice something, even if it's simple as an hour a day or one little step, what are you willing to do to get off that hamster wheel and stop having just these desires that never realize and make them a reality? Okay? So that's my tip for today, and I hope I brought you some inspiration, and I look forward to seeing you next time.